me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top of it. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drip, little bit.
Today, from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in Week 2. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll start with the option. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Cook, the ball carrier.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain. 4.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Intercepted. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 10-yard line.
Now Mayfield to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
3rd down.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on his sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Vikings.
Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 20.
And now out comes Minnesota. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
To number
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target.
Complete.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 3 catches, 57 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
2nd and 5. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on first down. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
1st and goal.
After 1-7-0 on EA Sports.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Browns 7, Vikings 0.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. He's a 2nd-round pick, a solid 2nd-round pick. But when you're close to that 1st round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige. Everyone wants to be a 1st-round pick, and he thought his talent demanded that. And I do know some teams in the league that 1st-round grades on him.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup. This defense has really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Makes the score Browns 7, Vikings.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
So here are the Browns to take over. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. Mayfield down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Mayfield finding Beckham. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Chubb. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Chubb again the ball carrier. Brought down at the 30-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. On 2nd down now, Gunter. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
3rd and 1.
On 3rd down, Gunter. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Gunter. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
10 yards on the pickup.
Now a give, right side. Gunter. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the 2nd half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To Jefferson on the slant. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. From the gun, Mayfield trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And his kick is indeed good.
He is good.
And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
So we have reached halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Vikings 6.
The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
At their own 28-yard line.
There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
Now Mayfield lost the football.
Baker Mayfield sacked.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
Brings up 3rd.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jordan Elliott able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
Number 24.
7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Made at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd.
Mayfield to throw it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Mack Wilson coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Vikings 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
Intercepted.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Working out of the gun. Mayfield quickly into the hands of Beckham. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. Really.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Minnesota.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to get this one down to Cook. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Williams on the coverage.
Back to throw again. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for blanket.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
15 yards on the play, 1st down. What a throw right there for the 1st down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping?
Now Mayfield lost the football.
The pass.
We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
12 yards to go.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And his kick is good. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Pass incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
A loss of 7 yards.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A gain of 6 there on first. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brings up second.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. That's out to Chubb, complete.
That's good.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Mayfield. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Today's final score, Browns.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the